Greenland, the world's largest island, is a land of stark contrasts. Known for its rugged terrain, icy landscapes, and Arctic wildlife, it is also a place of deep historical and cultural significance. The island was first settled by the Norse around 985 AD, and for over 4 centuries, they lived, farmed, and thrived in this remote and unforgiving landscape. However, around 1450 AD, the Norse mysteriously vanished, leaving behind little evidence of their presence. This documentary will explore the mysteries surrounding the Norse settlement of Greenland, their disappearance, and the dark secrets that may have contributed to their downfall. Part 1: The Norse Settlement of Greenland. The Norse, led by the legendary explorer Eric the Red, first settled Greenland in the late 10th century. They established 2 main settlements, known as the Eastern and Western settlements, along the southern coast of the island. The Norse thrived in this harsh environment, building homes, farming the land, and trading with the native Inuit people. The Norse settlers in Greenland faced many challenges, including harsh weather, limited resources, and isolation from the rest of Europe. However, they were able to adapt to these conditions and create a sustainable way of life. They grew crops such as barley and raised livestock, including sheep, goats, and cattle. They also relied on fishing and hunting for sustenance, catching fish and hunting seals, whales, and walruses. The Norse settlers were able to maintain their way of life for over 4 centuries. However, around 1450 AD, something happened that caused the Norse to abandon their settlements and disappear from Greenland entirely. Part 2: The Disappearance of the Norse. The disappearance of the Norse from Greenland is one of the great mysteries of history. There are several theories as to what may have caused their downfall, but no one knows for sure what happened. One theory is that the Norse were unable to adapt to changing climatic conditions. The Little Ice Age, a period of global cooling that began in the 14th century, may have made it difficult for the Norse to farm and hunt, leading to famine and disease. Another theory is that the Norse were unable to maintain their trading relationships with Europe, which may have led to economic decline and social unrest. However, there are darker theories as well. Part 3: The Dark Secrets of the Norse Settlement of Greenland. While the disappearance of the Norse settlers from Greenland is still shrouded in mystery, there are several dark secrets and controversial theories surrounding their settlement that have emerged over the years. In this part, we will explore some of the most intriguing and controversial theories that historians and researchers have put forward. Theory 1: The Norse engaged in human sacrifice. One of the most controversial theories about the Norse settlement in Greenland is that they engaged in human sacrifice. While there is little direct evidence to support this theory, some historians have pointed to indirect evidence such as the discovery of a human skull with marks consistent with ritual sacrifice. There are also historical accounts that describe the Norse as being involved in blood feuds and violent conflicts with their neighbors. Some researchers have speculated that these conflicts may have involved human sacrifice as a way to appease the gods or seek revenge. Theory 2: The Norse imported a deadly disease. Another theory that has been put forward is that the Norse settlers in Greenland may have imported a deadly disease that led to their downfall. This theory is based on the discovery of a mass grave in the eastern settlement that contains the remains of around 80 individuals, many of whom died in a short period of time. Researchers have found evidence of a bacterial infection known as Yersinia pestis, which is responsible for the bubonic plague. This has led some researchers to speculate that the Norse may have brought the plague with them from Europe, where it was ravaging the population at the time. However, this theory is not without its critics. Some researchers have pointed out that there is no direct evidence linking the mass grave to the Norse settlement, and that the presence of the bacteria may be due to contamination from later European visitors. Theory 3: The Norse were invaded by the Inuit. Another theory is that the Norse were invaded and ultimately displaced by the native Inuit population. While the Norse initially traded and interacted peacefully with the Inuit, there is evidence of conflict and violence between the two groups. The Norse settlers were heavily reliant on trade with the Inuit for resources such as furs and ivory, but as the Little Ice Age took hold and resources became scarce, competition for these resources may have led to conflict. In addition, The Inuit may have seen the Norse settlers as a threat to their way of life and their access to resources. Some researchers have pointed to archaeological evidence such as the discovery of Inuit artifacts in the ruins of the Norse settlements as evidence of this theory. However, others have pointed out that this evidence is not conclusive and that it is possible that the Inuit may have acquired these artifacts through trade or other means. Theory 4: The Norse abandoned Greenland due to climate change. One of the most widely accepted theories about the disappearance of the Norse from Greenland is that they were unable to adapt to changing climatic conditions brought on by the Little Ice Age. This period of global cooling led to colder temperatures and more extreme weather conditions, making it difficult for the Norse to farm and hunt. As resources became scarce and famine set in, the Norse may have become increasingly desperate. In addition, the harsh conditions may have made it difficult for them to maintain their trade relationships with Europe, leading to economic decline and social unrest. Some researchers have pointed to evidence such as pollen analysis and ice core samples as evidence of the changing climate in Greenland during this time. However, others have pointed out that the evidence is not conclusive and that there may have been other factors at play. Conclusion: the disappearance of the Norse settlers from Greenland remains one of the great mysteries of history. While there are several theories and controversial ideas about what may have caused their downfall, no one knows for sure what happened.